So Fiona Gale had a great question about cultivating practical awareness and living in the moment, while at the same time making difficult decisions for the future. She says she has a low threshold for pain and tend to live for now and what feels good now, and then suffering consequences for not planning the future. And yet my head is always in the future. It's a crazy paradox. Well, that's kind of the worst of both worlds, to be thinking about the future but then not acting in the present. And so, first off, I would say that I am not an expert at this. I don't do very well with future planning. But what I do pretty good on is being, pulling into the now and acting from that place. And I think that's the kind of the surrender that has to happen, is in the practicing of what Eckhart Tolle says: you visit the future and then live in the present, as opposed to living in the future and then visiting. Wait, did I say that right? Living in the present, visit the future, check in, come back to the now, as opposed to what our tendency tends to be to actually live in these thoughts of what if, and then when we think of it, visit the now and check in with what's going on. But we need to switch that. And so the truth is, you will settle exactly in the sweet spot of what your tolerance is. If the future starts to get so bad because you're not planning, then your now will suffer to the point that you'll change what you do. It's like I think you're asking us, well, how do I convince myself, or how do I trick myself into doing some hard things now? I mean, and that's the case with everything. It's the case with going to the gym and what you're eating, and it's really I think bigger than learning to trick yourself is learning to forgive yourself. So that if you do eat that cake and not go to the gym, if you do the pleasure in the now and not plan for the future, that you enjoy it. And that you don't, as you're doing this thing, as you're pursuing pleasure in the now, you're not also feeling bad. So that you're not doing the stuff that you want to do, and you're also not enjoying the break in the now, and you're just like, I often will do that of like, not go to yoga, not be productive, and then be upset at myself for not doing those things. Well, what I realize what I need to do is be okay without productivity. Then I can have pleasure in the now, and then if there are future consequences, I'll be okay. And also, the other thing about that is that it breaks that pattern of you're still not in the now. So if you're in the now, worried about the future, not acting, you are not open to the messages, to the inspiration of the now. I'm saying this for myself. I this afternoon spoke at length about how the TED Talk, because I was so concerned about it, I didn't do much of anything else, and kind of just I blocked off time to work on it. I didn't. I made no progress. Then I was angry at myself. So it was like, whereas probably if I just would have relaxed into it, I would have at some point felt inspired to work on that future thing, the TED Talk, or whatever it is, and done so not from that guilt of the future dragging me there, but instead of the presentness, feeling, oh, this feels right now, or this inspiration comes, and I'm not sure if that's helpful, but it's what I need to hear right now. Easier said than done. Absolutely. It's a practice, and I think part of it is remembering or starting to notice when you're beating yourself up, starting to notice when you're unhappy, and then trying to put those pieces together to go, okay, what did I do again that made me this? Oh, right. Even so, easier said than done. I mean, I this week I was like unhappy, and I'm like, I know that I need to make myself happier, but I'm having the hardest time letting myself be happy until I get some productivity on this project. Now, I know better, but I still couldn't do it. So I guess the answer to your question, Fiona, is I'm not sure.